say children's zone, but
All right, I'd like to call to order the meeting of the Perkins Public Library Trust. Roll call, please.
All right, Linda Barda,
Here.
Brian Huckabee,
Here.
Charlotte Perrick,
Here.
and Melissa Mills. Here.
All right, item 2, consideration and action on consent agenda. A, approval of minutes from the November 7th regular meeting, and B, approval of financial report. Just a note, financial report is as of December, because Rachel is out right now, and so we don't have the current one. But that's where we were as of December 31st.
What are the outstanding POs?
Uh-huh, yeah.
What are they?
For what? Oh, that's the POs that's on that second sheet, if you look, the outstanding POs. You see them? Property insurance, the dumpster, utilities.
Well, that says 3058, that says 3772.
305825? 305825. That's what's remaining.
Oh, I'm looking over here.
Okay. Does that make sense to y'all? That 305825 is off that outstanding.
So that is,
What is the dumpster for?
If we discuss it, we gotta take it off the consent agenda and then we can.
Okay.
it's for this that's outstanding.
I don't mind, I just.
Do you have a motion to remove the financial report from the consent agenda?
I will so move.
Do you have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay.
All right, can we have approval of the minutes from the November 7th, 24 regular meeting?
I move to approve.
Yeah, because we're gonna remove financial report to talk about it versus the financial statement.
I'll second it.
One second here.
We need a roll call for that.
I need a roll call for both. Give me 1 second, I had to make notes.
Okay, let's start with a removal of the financial report. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. So I've got Linda,
Yes.
Brian,
Yeah.
Charlotte. Miss Charlotte?
Yes.
Okay. And Melissa?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, and then approval of the minutes for November 7th.
And so Linda,
Yes.
Brian,
Yeah.
Charlotte?
Yes.
And Melissa?
Yes.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you. Item 3, the action on item removed is the financial report. The question was the roll-off dumpster. We don't have a roll-off dumpster down there, but we do have a dumpster down there. I'm not sure why it's that $600.
Yeah.
Is that a yearly fee? I don't know how much my trash, all we got's that little truck.
I
I don't think it costs 600 a year. My guess is that's old news, because back when we were doing some demo stuff down there, I think we left something open in case we needed
later.
later.
Get another one.
It just didn't get closed out of there.
I don't have that info at this time, but I can look into it and send you all that as soon as I know.
Well, my take on it is if there's nothing recent we're not aware of that can be
Right.
taken off open POs.
Yeah.
Because that's part of it. It hasn't been spent, it's just an open PO. So, and maybe that's for if we start doing stuff when we needed one for remaining cleanup.
Yeah, I think it's just carried over, it can be taken off.
Excuse me.
There's the one down there that we have to pay for.
So that would be like a big
little
roll-off
car.
dumpster,
For construction.
giant one. All right, any other questions about that financial statement?
Well, do we take action on that one and just say dumpster can be removed pending review by the city?
Gotcha.
So, I mean, it's one of those where if it's already been approved, we can use it whenever, and it would just, we can close it at the end of the year if we don't need it, but otherwise it's just sitting there.
So it would be left there until July 1 and then it would go away?
But I think it's something that rolled over from last year.
Gotcha.
We could-
And it was never taken off last year? Gotcha.
Do we want it removed?
Well, I mean, it's,
Are we gonna need it when they get in there and start doing stuff?
no, that'll be on the GC to provide their own.
Okay,
I will.
It's not a huge deal. If they can wipe it off, it's one less thing on our,
don't worry about.
so.
All right, Brian, you put that in form of a motion?
Do we want to take action on it, or just, is that a,
Because it's on the consent agenda, I don't think that's something, oh.
well, it's item 3, items removed from consent
that's right.
agenda.
Possible action on, yeah?
So I make a motion that we let the city review it, and if it's a carryover from last year, that open PO be removed
And be closed.
and be closed out.
All right, do I have a second?
I will,
Okay. So, Linda,
yes.
Brian,
Yeah.
Charlotte?
Yes.
And Melissa? Yep.
Now, can we approve the remainder of the financial report? I'll need a motion to approve the remainder of the financial report, correct?
I believe so.
Okay.
I thought we already had one.
I know. Did you have another question?
I thought she made it thing to approve the
To
financial.
approve the financial report?
Oh, I think I motioned to approve the minutes.
Yeah, you did.
Correct.
What are we waiting on?
We're waiting on it to approve the financial report, the remainder of the financial reports.
Need a motion or a second?
Motion.
I'll motion to approve the remainder of the minutes.
Well, Melissa, I think you're the only one here that understands those reports, so.
I don't think I do necessarily.
I'll second.
Come closer than I do.
Feel free, if you guys ever see these and you have any questions, shoot them over and I will do my best to get you all the info.
All right, roll call?
All right, I'm so sorry. Linda,
Yes.
Brian,
Yeah.
Charlotte,
Yes.
and Melissa.
Yes.
All right. Item number 4, consideration and discussion regarding update from Brian Huckabee on the progress of the library project.
Well, we've got the plans that everybody's got printed out. We just got those about an hour ago, so I haven't had a chance to fully digest them. Mark was shooting for a 95% set of plans, which these are in the ballpark. There's some final edits. I think we could all go through there and look and find notes that are missing, things spelled, minor edits that they can go through and fix pretty quickly. And they're supposed to be working on their budget, and I've got my own budget. Now with the final set of plans, I plan to make one final pass, tighten my budget up based on these. So I'd say everybody take these home, digest them. If you find something specific, you can say on sheet A 7.0,
Right?
you know, and then send me a little list. If there's things you see, reference a page number and a detail or a note, and then I can take my set of plans and kind of consolidate everybody's feedback on the one set and give that back to Mertz and be one step closer to that 100%.
That sound like a good plan?
I know one that I saw the one where my daughter was fixing the room.
Yes.
It says reading instead of children's, and I thought it was gonna say children's.
Her email said reading zone is what she emailed me. Charlotte Perrick's reading zone, because I read it in the meeting with the architect that day, but we can change if necessary. Those are things we want to be sure we fix before,
Well, I guess if she.
but it
said-
should have apostrophe S is the way she had it written in my email from her. You think it needs to say?
I don't know, I just thought it was,
Okay, tell me what you would Think. Okay.
I just thought it would take children, or children's reading or something.
She had Charlotte Herrick's reading zone that, like I said, we can accommodate. Yeah. What page is that? AA2. Okay, so this is the way they have it. Charlotte Herrick's reading zone, and that was from the email I got from her. So, like I said, we'd be glad to change it however you wanted to. This was the way the Herald, the Bailey Herald family wanted it for her.
Okay.
Would you like it changed?
Whether I have the authority to do that or not.
Would you like to talk to Linda and get back with us?
I could, I guess, but. Doesn't matter a whole lot, I don't imagine.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be evident, it's in the children's section. It's like leading into, because it's leading into this children's section.
One thing I don't like about that is this little thing.
Yeah, on that tower, which we had told them we wanted to see in it. And see, we still have it closed off. They have it closed off. That was something I saw that was needed to change.
So on
Where's
eight,
that?
A72,
7-2?
A72,
I mean, right here, and you have open windows on two sides.
what does reading house
So,
mean?
so it's like a little tower that leads into the children's section. And, that's where they were going to put
Charlotte Perry.
Charlotte Perkins reading zone, as it leads into that section. But we talked about we wanted to be able to see into it and not have it be a secluded space, you know, that was dark that you couldn't.
Well, the front door's open, there's two windows. I don't know if we can make it more open
Yeah.
if you want, because that, I mean, looking in, that's open. So
Right.
kids could go in there, and there's a window open there.
Yeah.
and a window
So
open on
is
the
this
front.
the end cap? Is this the end cap here? I know, I can't.
It's, on one thing, it looks like it's diagonal out in the floor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's out in the middle, kind of.
Okay.
Diagonal out in the floor.
Yeah, it's
Where's
kinda-
that one?
It's on the curve of
A2.1.
that.
It's a two would be looking.
Oh, gotcha. Okay,
So there's two windows.
there's two and an opening.
Well, I'll tell you that, there's three. There's one here, too.
Okay, there's one next to the door. And then there's one there and one there.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I
this
saw
is
that a
all-
while ago.
All sides are
Yeah.
seen. Yep.
But the thing I don't like about it though is that turns into little lettering in harm's way,
Yeah.
where you can have kids in there. I think we need to consider maybe putting
On the wall.
some on the wall.
Or putting it where?
Or something hanging from the.
Hanging
ceiling
above?
up here.
What number is that?
Okay.
Any doorway that you have, the middle schoolers are gonna.
I know, they're gonna hit it. But this is,
But this doesn't show how it sticks out into the
Yeah.
room.
so here,
Where we put it on that back wall.
this is where it sticks, this is where it's at here.
We could do
See,
some
and that's
signage-
what-
Do some signage back here.
Uh-huh.
You can do it bigger and
I think we put it either there. I don't know, 'cause see, that whole area is kind of considered.
Children's.
Yeah, because this whole area right here is children's.
I think it it should have children's in the name.
You think it should have children's in the name,
So the people know
Definitely
that's
think
where
it
the
should have
children's
that.
area is.
Yeah.
I just overrule her.
Well, I will talk to her. I don't mind sending her an email.
At least she didn't get fired this week.
All the things. All the things.
Like some people did.
The world is burning down, guys, I don't know.
I think either you do that, like you said over here, Brian, or maybe even
Originally,
on this wall.
I don't know how tall this was.
Okay,
but I
so
thought-
this is a bench. This is only 18, 20 inches tall. It's a bench. This is kind of a toddler
Yeah,
area.
yeah.
This is a little tower that's supposed to kind of look like the building, but kind of a crawl-through area for kids. It would be a place where parents could sit while they're doing story time right here, all right? This is a little stage. It's in the juvenile area, youth, everyone books, all that.
I like that deal on this wall over here.
On the wall, yeah.
Because on that house there, you just look
It
at the
really
scale.
limits it. It does, you're right.
Whatever you always say.
Those are 2-inch letters.
This is that pull-down projector with the screen.
Yeah, I like
With a projector in that area. And then we did a pull-down screen and a projector in the community room also. Um,
So I have a question on A 3.0.
A what?
A 3.0. Is this telling us how high the ceiling's gonna be in all of these? Is that what this is doing?
Yeah, that's just kind of a reflected ceiling plan.
Okay, so it's saying that the only thing that's going all the way up to the vaulted is this entryway, kind of?
Yeah.
And everything else, this is 12 foot,
Yes.
9 foot, 10 foot genealogy room. And then in the big room, it's 10 foot?
On the big reading room.
I mean, in the meeting room, the big meeting room, it's 10 feet?
Yeah.
So where's the 9 foot over here in these?
Juvenile.
In the juvenile section only. And the staff workrooms in the bathroom. Well, the bathrooms, they've got them at 8.
8.
And here's, you can go to 5-1, that's looking at that wall behind the stage
Uh-huh.
where there's the projector screen. So we've got a big high wall there we got a lot of room for signage.
Yeah, see, it didn't print out as well.
Yeah.
So this is looking into that children's area. So this is the 10 and then the wood up above. That's where the height of the ceiling
What
is.
page are you on right now?
We're on A51,
Okay.
sorry.
That's okay.
You don't left, you can see.
Yeah, you can see here.
So there's put those two together.
Yeah.
Look at that corner.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it goes maybe there with that on that 10.
Well, and here's another view to consider. So this view, you kind of get the trusses that
Right.
nobody's going to see.
No,
They shouldn't even have those visible. So if you look at this view, it's kind of taken right behind
right,
this. You're close to the window.
Right.
But you can see the wall space available.
right.
I mean, we
You
might-
could go between those windows.
We could do. I like that better.
I do too.
Is,
What do you think about that?
what?
Taking the name off of the little tower and us putting it on this wall right here between the windows. I want it more,
There's not a solid wall there, so it'd be
yeah,
visible,
exactly,
so people would know where the children's stuff is.
exactly.
I think that's the most visible and
more
Suitable.
prominently displayed.
Suitable
Yeah.
spot.
'Cause
So
that
is
whole-
this sort of where the first pole is that has to stay?
So this is the first pole, right here.
That's the first pole.
Yeah, and so we've worked where those poles are actually into the circulation desk, because that was an issue, we didn't wanna have to walk around poles. That makes sense?
Putting it in, yeah, and then those are all windows
Yeah.
This is right behind.
behind the, oh, I see, okay. And so
I do
it's
too.
right up here.
I think it's more prominent there, don't you?
High ceiling, so
So it'd be above those windows?
The lowers.
yeah, it would be
Low.
between those sets of windows.
But that is open all the way.
All the way to the top.
I don't know, we could pick apart or come up with comments probably on every page, but if everybody wants to look through them, come up with, you know, any and all comments, and if we need to, you know, come on Saturday and
Put it all together.
or whatever, we can follow up, but. You know, I haven't studied like the exterior details, he's got, we talked about what to do on the outside walls, and he finally has it detailed, so, you know, there's more to digest than just the interior stuff we've been focused on.
Right. Melissa, did that explain the height difference of the
I think
ceiling?
so, yeah.
Okay.
I was just,
I know, there's a lot to digest here.
Jen, you got anything jump out of you?
I don't know, there's a lot.
Well, I think from the last go around, I mean, we kind of nailed down I think the layout, and for the most part, finishes. So, now, I mean, it really just comes down to fine tune details and
And it's a lot of lighting, isn't it?
put details in for that wood ceiling up front,
Right.
the signage stuff, the spelling,
well, and I was looking at the electrical plugs, just make sure there are electrical plugs everywhere.
I know.
As
and
many
the
as we
lights.
can have.
Low, high, we told them. Put them above where we can reach them. So, Charlotte, this shows the poles. So here's the pole here, here's a pole here, here's a pole here, and then there's a pole there. So that keeps it where we're not having to navigate around those.
so we,
And then flooring, the flooring will be a tile that'll come out all the way to here. This will be the square carpet. This will be a luxury vinyl plank that'll go back here. And then this will be tiled.
Sounds logical.
This is just a short little stem wall, just to hide the back of the circulation desk.
Keep kids from wandering in.
Exactly. Put a wood step next to the Discovery Center, next to that big window so that kids could look in while they're working on projects like 3D printing or things like that. But this is just a short place parents could sit while story time's going on. Toddler in here playing, whatever.
So toddlers can climb up on it and fall off.
And so, in the juvenile section, there aren't any, will there be stacks in the juvenile, or it's just against the wall?
Yeah, there'll probably be some divisions out from it. No, it won't just go around the wall, which in one of his renderings, he put quite a few tables in that section. I see maybe one, not 30. I think he had 30 in one of them.
that's one thing that he shorted us, is just a furnishings plan.
Uh-huh,
Because he's got it, because if you flip back to the electrical sheets, he's got it drawn in there, he's got it turned off.
oh, gotcha.
Because if you go back to like E 2.1,
E11 at the very
E
last.
2.1,
Oh, 2.1. Sorry.
You can see kind of the front.
Oh, yeah.
So you need to just include that on the architectural sheet so everybody gets a full
Right.
idea.
Oh, I see, yeah.
If he's got it, just a click of a button and it comes back. But that's a better sheet so everybody.
But it also gives some flexibility where as collection grows or things like that, it could be reconfigured.
Yeah.
It's, you know, right now, we've got way more
Right.
bookcases in there than there are here.
And then
No, I think they're the same number. I really do.
I think they changed
I
it,
think because they counted them all.
because they kind of had some linear pictures on the walls here.
Hard to believe.
And then we were gonna do, some
Yep. A
some
drop.
big
Uh-huh.
decorative or something.
Uh-huh.
I think we still need to add it in, so I think we'll have to scrutinize.
Have you seen this and what
That's
it's
like
like?
this.
That's really the lighting element we have.
I need a magnifying glass. I don't even know if I magnify that, if I could read it.
What's all this printing?
Just general notes, specifications, nothing you have to worry about.
Oh. I would have to have a really good,
Magnifying glass?
yes.
Uh-huh. Definitely. This is the one I come back to because it's the one I can read the best. It's the one that makes sense to me.
You can see those lights they've got out front are like suspended linear fixtures
And see,
that are not,
yeah.
they're gonna look modern.
Right.
Really don't want to.
No.
So I
Because we
think we'd
said
go back,
something.
because we told him some indirect light there would be cool.
Right.
So I think we'd get those more of a hidden fixture and then do, because these are gonna supply, we need something to supply ample light there.
Exactly.
But not look modern, and some a spot to hang something that looks cool with the reception
The
desk. And
aesthetics of the building itself.
so I'm gonna tell people to stand
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So that's the current progress. Which kind of rolls into number 5.
All right. You ladies have any more questions?
I'm not in the habit of reading such things, so no.
I know, well, and like you said, it's something you can take home, you can look over, you can get kind of some questions or thoughts and shoot him an email and he can work on trying to put them together in an organized way to present so that we can get these plans completely 100%.
Yeah, I'd say we
Like you
should.
could always change a little bit and do it along.
So, so after we get these plans to be 100%, then we'll start hiring a contractor, or is the city?
So when I spoke with Bob the other day, his thought was that the city already has someone who is putting together a kind of financial packet per se to put out to financial institutions for Park and Rec using part of their money. And so, and it's no cost, like this financial planner person will put all this together. And so his thoughts were that we allow him to put together and then go to secure the loan. And so, put it out to all the different entities as far as the banks and the, and his thought was to go ahead and try to potentially put it out far-reaching, and then that way we can go to our local banks then and say, okay, we found it at this, can you match this or beat this to help us secure this loan to get this project finished?
Yeah.
And then I understood, once the loan was secured,
Then we bid out.
then the contract, Is that correct? Is that what you understand? Okay.
And so we have to have someone who's gonna be able to tell us, this is approximately how much it's gonna cost.
Well, and that's what
before
he
we-
has,
Yeah,
and that he's going to use the one from the architect also,
okay.
and try to get the building cost exactly where we want it before that financial packet is made.
But this group will decide where we get the loan from, and this group will decide who the general contractor is, or we don't really, we just
No.
advise, we're
Yeah,
advising.
we kind of advise and say, here's the final set of plans.
Okay.
And
The
then
city-
will get
city
the
will
loan.
Yeah.
get
And
the
the
loan.
city will have to, the city and, it's part of the architect's job to put together a packet
Bid
and
packet.
publish it for bids.
Okay.
And then he'll administer the bid process with the city. And then get bids in, architect will review it and say, here's your lowest qualified bidder, send it to the city. And then I'm sure the city commission will have to approve and say, okay, loan's in place. Here's the lowest bid. Let's write a contract and ready to go. So,
Bob said to me the other day, he said the city can't take on debt, but I think it's done a lot like a school bond is done, where it's like a lease versus a loan. I'm not sure.
Since they know the money is coming
Right,
in.
right,
for
right, right.
taxes off of the tax we passed.
And the trust wasn't set up to take on debt either. So I think they figured out we can't take out the loan, the city
I
is.
thought that was
Right.
the whole point of the city having to do it.
Right.
Yeah. So we're still advisory here to,
Okay.
and then I think once the work starts, I mean, this board could still act as the owner's representative potentially. You know, it's something to talk to Bob and the city attorney about, which right now, you and I are acting as the city's rep for production of the plans. So I think once the contract is let, then this board could potentially still be
So it's,
the owner's representative.
so we've mostly left it up to you, like, to be sure this is all right and.
Well, we've had others in our
Well, I
meeting.
know,
We've
but
had,
like right now, where we are right now.
yeah. Do we like where it's at? No, there needs to be some changes on it.
But we're settled, you know, 2 months ago, we got settled on the floor plan.
Yes.
We got finishes in there now, so now it's really down to the fine tuning, some notes and details.
And last time we met, we were talking about color schemes and stuff. And
That
I guess
came back.
that Came back and that was better?
Well, way better, like night and day difference.
Oh, good, okay.
Yeah.
And I'll talk to John, I think, once we give him some final edits, it probably warrants a final meeting with those folks.
Yeah.
And say, here are the final colors, they'll bring us a color board with everything on it,
Right.
nice and pretty. And then the exterior finishes, which we really haven't, we saw a few samples.
Right.
But it'd be nice to just revisit the exterior colors, paint color,
Right.
brick, metal, have a final look at that stuff, and then, you know, hopefully be done.
Yeah. So there's been 2 from every ward entity on the planning meetings. 2 from the staff, 2 from here.
And 2 from Friends.
Yeah, 2 from Friends, 2 from, have all been invited to them. Some we end up with more than others, just depending on people's schedules.
Yep.
But feel like this is a better plan overall compared to what we had from 2014 that was the rendering.
Yeah, and I'm glad we gave him a blank slate and just said,
Right,
here's what the library staff needs to operate, and he kind of started afresh.
right.
Which the whole plan wasn't horrible, but it was too blocky and consolidated. I think everybody likes the big open
Yeah.
plan, which does lend itself to future, you know,
Moving things
Configurations,
reorganiz-
yes.
reorganizing the space for whatever comes in the future. So,
Not quite as restricting.
Yeah.
a little more open so they can keep track of the
All right, number 5, consideration, discussion, of possible action to approve the architectural and interior design plans for Corbin Martini on the new Public Library, 219 South Main Street. I say that needs tabled.
Well, I'd say that.
Table, then we have to take action at the next meeting, but we can just take no action.
So we just take
The
no
other thing we
action.
could do is
Okay.
take action to take plans home and review them, consolidate notes, give them to Brian for feedback to the architect. So we don't have to approve them.
Have all the,
No.
That's part of discussion. I mean, you don't actually have to make that an action, if that helps.
Well, just so we're not officially tabling, you know, because
so we're just saying we take no action.
No action taken on it for number 5.
okay.
All right, number 6, consideration and discussion regarding next steps of the new library renovation. I feel like we covered that. Number 7, new business. I don't believe there's any. And number 8, adjourn. Motion to adjourn?
Did you get one?
Second.
Next step is to give this to Brian and then Ryan.
Linda motion.
Gotcha. All right, then Linda,
Yes.
Brian,
Yeah.
Charlotte,
Yes.
and Melissa.
Yep.
Well, one thing we didn't talk about is get another member